So how are you the star of the show? Well, here's a guide. When you go to a theatre and you watch someone perform a beautiful song, how does it make you feel? The song is romantic. It has its ups and its downs, and the singer, a female, has vibrated so high it's moved you. Yeah, you can look around the whole theatre and no one is moving, but yeah, it's moved us. How did she do that? Or after that, you could have someone come on and they want to do a dance routine. So the music's slightly different and it's making your foot tap and it wants you to get up and dance. You want to dance. You know you're no good at it, but you just feel like when you're looking at this person and these people dancing, you want to join them. How's it made you want to do that? Watching sports people, and you feel like you could do that, encourages you. What does it inspire? How is it seducing you? Well, what if I said to you, the practice that the lady did on the theatre is the environment and her practice. She has trained her cells to sing and vibrate, to project her voice like she has. But that projection has come out because remember, she's created the cells inside of her body and mastered them, and then she projects it onto you. So perhaps your body is vibrating the same level as hers. Because if she stays still and she's singing, it's making you vibrate. And you stay still and you receive it. Because remember, you always have to have a sender and a receiver. She sends out the message by vibrations, and then it hits you. Become one. The sender and receiver become one through your cells. She's talking to your cells. The ones who are dancing, they're talking to your cells too. They've mastered it, it flows really well, and it's making you want to get up and dance because it's talking to your cells. It's an energy exchange. So how are you the star of the show? Well, it just means that this energy exchange through cellular level is determined about what environment you surrender yourself to. So, for example, you could have a partner who vibrates at the same level as you, as in a cellular level. One might be a little bit lower than the other, but you're on the same path, even if it's for a little while or for a long while. But there's other things which can take control of you, like parasites. And they can make you vibrate differently because it's all about survival for them. So they might look for a partner who's got a bad routine. And it likes the same routine that you're doing because it's surviving because of the bad routine. It likes the drama in the life. It likes the ups and the downs. Because it knows when you go up, you go back down, you might turn to certain things. Do you see? It's your cells. You can place a violinist in the underground, and in the underground he would get a few pennies. Or you can place him in a cathedral, a theatre, and they get thousands of pounds. Because you got a destination there. Your destination is to go and heal, and you'd pay your energy money for it. But if he's in the underground, you will follow like everyone else does, like all the sheep. They walk past him. Okay, you haven't got time to relax. It's like something falling down from the tree, and there's lots of birds around, and all the birds fly off. They don't know why they're flying off. They're just asking the other one, why are you flying? Because you're flying. It's like a flock of animals. They don't know what disturbed them, but they all ran as one. They won't hear the violinist. It's the same as you. In the underground, you would all be rushing like animals to feed the cells that are driving you to do what it needs to do for them to survive. And that would be the parasites probably inside of your body. Or the thorns which are embedded in you because you've made choices. Remember, the parasites are the ones that make you make choices. The wave is drama, which is your karma. So, here's a question. Now, if a theatre, you can go in and you can be mesmerised by someone's magician skills by broadcasting their music in the audience and you becoming one with the person singing, how do you create the environment here? Well, let's look at the theatre and look at Earth at the same thing. So the theatre is created for a stage with audience around it. You all got organs. You then place a black curtain. Well, first of all, you have a red curtain. When the red curtain opens up, you will then see light. And there's lights above the theatre, pointing down, different colours they do. You have a speaker system as well. And behind the person who is playing the role of the super cell, if you want to call it, has a black background. So you have this person in front of you playing a role, the master cell, and you have the black background, and then you have the white light projecting this person. Do you see? Now let's look at Earth. Let's just go down into a deeper meaning or understanding about what the Earth is doing. So the Earth is your theatre, and it's ruled by Gaia. No different than having Odeon written on top. Gaia rules all the material. Okay, so you are put onto the stage of Gaia, and other things pull your strings. So the strings that you would suggest would be light. So rather than, if you want to see it in a physical sense, is that if I'm standing on the theatre and there's Gaia and I look up, I see the sun straight away, then I see the moons, and then I see the stars, and then I can see the planets. And each one's got a different light, and each one hits me at different angles. No different from one theatre. The difference is I haven't got a script on this theatre. I'm just playing it. I'm just playing a choice. A give or a take, good or bad, or middle way. Now, again, you need the sender and receiver. So let's say that the lights above, being the planets above, they all have different colour lights and they project into me. Well, the first thing I need is a receiver, and the receiver would be my Mercury, which is at the back of my head, because that's the messenger. So if you look at the disciples, you've got 12 disciples sitting there having their Last Supper. You have Jesus in the middle, and then you have Mary Magdalene next to him. That's Mercury. That is your spinal cord. That is the messenger. So all the lights are aimed at you, all different colours. 12 disciples just means 12 different energies. So you could look at it at a house. You've got a power station where they harness the yin and the yang, and they create a torus field. And then that gets wired out, and that goes all the way to your electric box into your house. The electric box then receives the sunlight, is the first one. So once it goes into your house, that wire is the sunlight. Then it gives it to Mercury, and Mercury then feeds every different electrical point to feed every different part of the house, so it's all working. Boiler system, that'd be your heart, then you have the kitchen. Each one is wired up in different ways. Okay, so rather than you seeing it as a physical sense, now see it as a spiritual sense. Now make it fast forward like Bluetooth or X-ray. Let's look at it as these white lights come into you with the same energy, but they get received by Mercury, so they go in through your head, and then they go to Mercury, and then they send all the messages out. So the light's been split like a prism. And all these lights are split, and they're able to move the body or feel emotion. Okay, so now suddenly you're like a puppet, and you've got the light on you, and then you walk and you start to talk. You're on stage. You are the star of the show. That is what the 12 disciples are all about. He sits there wearing red and blue. Isn't it an electrical experience? And you are the star of your show, and your cells are one. And when that person sings on stage and you go still, she's vibrating her level to yours, and your cells vibrate to the same level. You are now still. You create your own reality. You create it. No one else does. You're in control of it. So it's up to you what you do with it. You can go left, or you can go right. You can go up, or you can go down. It's just an experience of energy exchange. Love you. Love, live, and empathize.